Alana, Miss Jen, how are you guys? Hey. I'm going to go ahead and get started real quick. Hey, everybody. I am your hostess with the mostest, Coach Cali Tammy, out here in beautiful San Diego, California. This is Best Life Creation Society. Welcome to our page, and I am so excited to have you guys here today. I am going to talk about some really awesome sauce stuff today. And yes, you read that right in the description. I'm going to talk about lobsters and how it is great to be like a lobster. And I know you're wondering, what the hell are you talking about, Tammy? Who wants to be like a lobster? Well, most of the time, when people talk about being, what is my hair doing? When happy, beautiful day, Jen. Uh, Most of the time, when people are talking about lobsters, they are talking about being burnt like a lobster because lobsters are that bright, bright red color, like super deep red, and it hurts and it's uncomfortable to be sunburned. And I get that. I'm very blessed. I do not get burned when I get out in the sun. The sun loves me, and I love the sun, so it's a win-win-win as far as I'm concerned, anyway. But did you know that a lobster shell does not grow? Hey, Scott. Uh, when a lobster is born and it grows its shell, it's one size. And as the lobster grows, that shell gets really tight and it gets really uncomfortable. So, does the lobster just stay uncomfortable? No. What it does is it goes down up underneath the rocks and it sheds its shell. So while it's under the rocks, it's safe from predators. Predators can't get to it. And then it grows a new shell to fit the current body that it has. And as that shell gets too tight, it takes itself and goes back down up underneath the rocks, sheds the shell, grows a new shell to fit the body that it currently has, and it keeps redoing this process. Well, some lobsters are really good, I would assume, at hiding from their predators in those rocks, because have you seen some of those bad boys? They're like 3 freaking pounds. Like, they're huge. So now I know you're wondering how I'm going to tie this into like personal development and what does this all talk about? What does all of this mean? Why am I talking about lobsters? um, as we go through life, we have to grow through life. There's going to be times when life gets uncomfortable, aka the shell. We put ourselves in a box and life starts getting uncomfortable. Stress happens. We have emotions that are uncomfortable. We have situations that are uncomfortable. We have all of this stuff going on. Well, as a society here in Western medicine, what do? We go to the doctor and we get a Xanax or we get a Percocet or we get some Valium so we can be numb to the whole process of growing. How freaking retarded is that? You become numb to who you are and you don't know that you're supposed to be growing. You're supposed to shed that shell and move on to the next part of your life. So, how does that tie into creating your history? People think that our past is a bad thing. Oh, look at that! I see all the little fireworks going on. So I'm going to take a break for the story real quick. So I was watching another Facebook Live with somebody, and she was like, "That's all the fireworks." So I want you guys to drop. If you pick up something that I'm saying and it is a nugget for you, do hashtag Cali Tammy and whatever that little gold nugget is that you got from what it was that I said. And if something that really lights you on fire, hit those hearts and hit those like buttons so that I know that you're listening and that you're loving what it is that I'm saying. I need to know that you guys are here and you're participating and that you love this, that you're getting some value out of what it is that I'm saying. So now that we've set the ground rules, let's get back to the story. So, being like a lobster is not a bad thing. Being like a lobster is, hey, I've grown into this person that I am. And right now, I'm not comfortable anymore. It's time for me to grow some more, but I've got to shed this shell. I've got to shed my past in order to become somebody new. And you're going to grow and you're going to put another shell on, and it's going to get uncomfortable, and you have to shed that. Okay. Well, we may not like our past. Our past is our past. It's part of what it is that we've got going on. Our past is not a bad thing. Our past is part of who we are today. The things that we went through, the things that we grow through, help us become the person that we are today. Do some of us have some pretty pissy things that happened in our past? Hello. Yes, I've got a list. But I can honestly say that I look back on my past and I look at it as a positive thing now, because I figured out my lessons. I figured out the wins. I learned how to look at my past with a different perspective to help me grow into the person that I am now. And now I get to help you do the same thing. That's the whole reason for doing this Facebook Live every week. I do this Facebook Live because I want to reach more people. I want to help more people. I want more people to wake up so that they can shed their shell. I want you to shed your shell, and I want you to grow into a new person. I want you to grow into a person that you want to be. I want you to grow into this big, beautiful thing, this big, beautiful goal, this big, beautiful dream, whatever it is that you call it that feels good to you. Some people get freaked out by the word goal. I personally love the word goal. I personally love the word dreams. I don't get intimidated by those things. I look at them and like, yes, damn, let's go do that. But it takes work to get to that place in your life. And you know how you get to that place in your life? You shed your shell. You got to shed that shell. So what did I mean in the description when I said create your history? Well, as I was just talking about, we all have a past. Past is the past is the past is the past. We have people in our past that may have hurt us, may have done us wrong, may have taken advantage of our kind heart, did things to us that we don't love. Okay. That's part of life, period. Now, there's going to be a place and time in order for you to become a better you, where you have to look at those situations and say, you know what? I got to own my responsibility in that situation or circumstance that happened. All right. When I allowed it, you chose in that moment in time, you chose to say okay to whatever it was that happened. Or you chose to allow. Ooh. Hey. Chill out. Hey, stop. Jet. Okay. Now that we have Jet. If you don't lay yourself down. Okay, I think I'm on now. Yay. Love my four-legged roommates. Jet. Anyway, so lost my whole train of thought. Okay, so past is the past is the past is the past. There's going to be people, circumstances, and things that we have to do some forgiveness work around. Number one, we have to forgive ourselves for allowing ourselves to get in that situation. We have to forgive ourselves for saying yes to friendships and people and circumstances and things and events in our life that took us down roads that we didn't really love our results. If somebody rang the doorbell and knocked on the door and they lost their mind, Jen, you know how it is. So we have to forgive ourselves for allowing those things. And sometimes that's probably the hardest part for us to do, is we allowed somebody into our life to treat us a certain way, and we thought we could make them change. We thought that we could influence them enough to change and act a different way. Sometimes we allow people to stay in our lives because we don't want to be alone. We think being in a bad or hard or toxic relationship is better than being alone. That's where the self-love comes in. If you can learn to love yourself, Love being in your own company. And I talked about this last week. Like, self-love is huge, guys. Like, you have to take yourself out on a date, man. Go take yourself out to eat. Take yourself to the movies. Go shopping. Buy you things. What is it that you like? Like, what do you like to eat? What do you like to drink? Where do you like to go shopping? Do you like to go hiking? Go hiking. Take yourself out on all of those things, because when you learn how to love you, it's easier for you to teach people how to love you. People in your life will start showing up differently because you treat yourself the way you want to be treated. People treat you how they see you treat you. Okay. So we have to love ourselves unconditionally. We have to forgive ourselves unconditionally, because God's source, higher power, inner being, He doesn't see those things as bad. He sees those things as lessons, as growth. We are expanding, we're becoming new people. So you can't beat yourself up over those things, because there was a lesson that you needed to learn. Okay. So once you learn those lessons, you've even got to forgive those people, man. You're not letting them off the hook. By forgiving them, you're letting you off the hook, because you're looking at that situation that's making you feel bad. And I guarantee you, those people have moved on with their life, and it gave you a second thought about what it was that they did to upset you or hurt you. So you're continuing to let them take a bite out of your ass every time you get upset about it. So cut it out. Like, I love you, but freaking stop it. You have got to be a better you. You have got to learn how to be a better you. Hey, Tracy. Once you learn that you can forgive those things, and it's not letting them off the hook, you're letting you off the hook. It's getting you connected back with your with your inner power, your inner being, source, God, the higher power, whatever it is that you want to call it. You will feel a freedom like you have never known. And once you can feel that negative energy come up off you, you can breathe, man. And it is amazing. It is a beautiful thing. So now, once you're aware that the things in the rearview mirror don't matter, the past is gone. It's like the notes I got on here right here, that's dry ink on a piece of paper. Can I change those notes? I can scribble them out and I can write something else. But that is energy that is sitting down on that piece of paper. Okay, so I'm writing a book. Yay me, book. Dear victim, it's time for us to break up now. It will be out by, hopefully it's in the proofreading process. So fingers crossed, and my alignment is perfect and everything goes exactly as I have it planned. It will be published by June. That's my goal. And so when I hit publish on that book, the ink is dry. Like, there's no changing anything in that. All right. So when we've learned to shed that part of our past, aka get rid of the lobster shell, when you shed that part of your past, from that moment forward, you get to create your history. You get to create your legacy. You get to create what you want to leave your family and your loved ones and your grandchildren's grandchildren. You get to create that. If you're not happy with the past that you got right now and it doesn't feel good to look back on it, create a different past. Create a different history from this day forward. Make it better. Like, grow into the person that you need to be and make things happen. So there was it a video I watched? I want to say it was a video. It might have been a blog post or something that I read. So there was a woman. She had been battling cancer, and she knew her time was coming. It was time for her to transition into the afterlife. Her grandson was there. Her husband had already passed on, and he's begging her to hold on, begging her to hold on. Grandma, please don't go. I love you, and I'm going to miss you, and I want you here with me. And so she stopped him in mid sentence. She was like, baby. She was like, my time here, I've lived a good life. I've lived a good life. It's time for me to transition on, and you're going to be okay. And so she stopped him for a second, and she was like, do you remember your great grandfather? And he's like, no, I don't even know his name. And she was like, you know why that is? And he's like, no, Grandma, why? And she was like, because he didn't leave you nothing to remember him by. Think about that. He didn't leave you anything to remember him by. That's what I mean by create your history. Leave a legacy that is so powerful that your family for generations to come are going to remember the things that you did in this lifetime to make this world a better place. Like, how awesome would it be to know that your grandchildren's 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 grandchildren remembered you long after you're gone? And they're still telling your stories about what an amazing person you were and how you did all of these amazing things to make this world a better place, to change your family's legacy. They remember the stories that you told about how your family history before you took charge to change your history, how terrible it was and the things that you went through. They can tell those stories and then they can flip it so quick and say, but you know what? She didn't live in that victim. She didn't live in that history that made her life so terrible growing up. She took the reins and she said, I'm not living like this anymore. And I'm going to have this most amazing life. And I'm going to make sure that my family has this most amazing life. And they're going to remember me for generations to come. And that was my decision. That's why I wrote my book. That's why I became a life coach. That's why I'm a public speaker. That's why I do group coaching. That's why I do the things that I do to help people become a better version of themselves. Every opportunity that I get. That's why I have a podcast, so I can reach more people and I get to talk and do things like this to help you be a better person, to help you grow out of your lobster shell and help you grow a new one. And then help you grow out of the next lobster shell. I don't want you to be a 1 pound lobster. I don't even want you to be a 2 pound lobster. I don't even want you to be a 3 pound lobster. I want you to be a 20 pound lobster where that shell is so big and beautiful that people are like, damn, she did that or he did that. How freaking amazing would that be? Like, I mean, I'm not trying to call you a lobster, but hey, if the shoe fits, hey. I think right now I'm probably at about a 5. Actually, if I step on the scale, it's not a pretty number, but I think I'm probably about a 3 to 5 pound lobster right now. I want to hit that 20 pound. I want to set some records with my history, man. I want to set some records with my destiny. I want to set some records with my legacy that I leave for my family. I want to leave my footprint on this earth, man, and let people know, hey, you can take your past and use it as a catapult to create whatever it is that you want in your life. And you can start with that today by changing how you think and deciding, making a decision. I say that in every Facebook Live. There is power in decision, and you get to create whatever it is that you want in your life. You are where you are because of how you think. You want a different life. You want to create a different history. You want to create a different destiny. You want to create a legacy that your family will remember for eons to come. Change how you think and take a step. That's all I got, guys. Change how you think and take a step. Don't be a baby lobster. Feel the pressure, shed your shell, grow into a new you, become the most awesome version of you that you can become, and do what you want to do, man. Don't let other people tell you who you're supposed to be. And don't share your dreams with everybody either, because there's dream stealers out there. They're too freaking chicken to chase their own dreams, and I don't want them throwing water on yours. You want to tell your dreams to somebody that's going to throw wind beneath your wings. You want to tell your dreams to somebody that's going to fan your flames and believe in you until you can believe in yourself. You want to know what that's like? Come check us out at Best Life Creation Society, because that's what we do. We get on calls and we share wins every single day. We want to celebrate your wins with you. We want to help you help celebrate all your wins. We want to help you become a better you. We want you to believe in you. And nobody does that better than our CEO and owner, Miss Jen Kazmaricek. She is freaking awesome, and I love her, because without her, Best Life Creation Society would not even be available for me to be on here and share this stuff with you. She followed her vision she lives and breathes her vision. She's a visionary, and she creates every day something better for all of us to be a part of. And I am so thankful and so grateful for her being in my life and helping me grow into this most awesome version of myself and giving me the opportunity to share with you guys and love you to the moon and back. So, if you would like to know more about Best Life Creation side, if you would like to know more about Best Life Creation Society, please go to our link, bestlifecreationsociety.com. You can check out our events. You can check out our classes. We would love to talk to you more about that, or just drop a comment in the comments and say, hey, Cali Tammy, I want to know more. Or, hey, Jen, I want to know more. We would love to talk to you. Send us an instant message. We'll be happy to get back to you as soon as we can. Or send us an email at bestlifecreationsociety.com. If you would like to hear more about this particular subject on my podcast, you can go to search for Life Awakening. Let's talk about it on all of the major platforms. I'm on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, all of those. So you can catch me there. It's like I said, Life Awakening. Let's talk about it. That is the name of my podcast. I had to think for a second. And as I said, my book will be coming out sometime between now and June. I will drop all the information as soon as things stop popping off a little bit quicker and I'm getting closer to the date of it happening. You guys will see all of the promotions about that too. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I hope that you got some value out of this and that you loved this as much as I did. Drop me some hearts in the comments. Drop a Cali Tammy and what you learned out of here. I would love to interact with you and respond to your comments. So if you're watching this on the replay, please don't forget to hit hashtag replay Cali Tammy so that I know I am coming to see you and have a conversation with you down in these comments when you are ready. Love you guys to the moon and back. Hope you have an amazing, amazing week. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye now. Mwah.